Hi, and welcome to day 3 of Inktober Tangles Challenge 2022. I'm Anica, a CZT from Croatia, and today I'm going to draw ISEA-U Tangle by Dory Peters. Well, ISEA-U is composed of an eye-shaped shape. An eye shape. So I'm starting with the first one. I might also call it just leaf shape. And you can see how I squeezed it in this space so that it fills the space nicely. And after I do that, I might also ink in these nooks between my shapes. You might choose to, depending on how big the space between them is, you can maybe do the filling differently in a different way, but I like this. So after doing this eye shape, I will do another one around the center of the first one. So here it is, and then I'll add some aura lines, but I will leave this small space. It's like, you know, lighting. So I'm not drawing the full line so that I can use the highlights more efficiently, hopefully. Well, let's see where it will take me. I will add another eye shape in the middle of the first central space, and then add the aura lines. And I didn't bother with these same highlights in this second example. I will draw at least one of these, so I'm going to add the second one in this upper part. I think these two are quite similar size. I will do another inside just like I did with the first one, and then again I will draw these interrupted lines. Well, Zentangle has a number of tangle enhancers, and this is one of them. It's called sparkles, so it's like adding a sparkle to your drawing just by playing with these spaces between the lines where you would normally place the shiniest highlights. The other way to do it, of course, would be just to cover these spaces with the white jelly roll, which might be easier. I'm placing another eye shape in the middle of the first one. So I'm doing the same thing like I did with the first one. And then the small one here in the middle, and I'm inking it in, which you might decide not to do. And perhaps just one more, maybe slightly bigger, just for the fun of it. I'm not sure if it's bigger, maybe a bit longer, but narrower. I think I will retrace this border line and then ink in some of these spaces between the tangles. Now you might have bigger or smaller spaces, then you can just decide which kind of filling you would do. I'm jumping from one thing to the other, which is kind of typical when I do these repeating patterns, just to make it more interesting. I start be doing one thing and then I might go to the other thing, so that it doesn't become too repetitive. Well, repetitiveness is one of the fundamental things about Zentangle, because as you are repeating the strokes and as you are repeating tangles or patterns, there is not too much reason to think about your next move, so you know exactly what are you doing. This is why the aura lines are so relaxing to draw. But when it becomes too repetitive, sometimes it can become boring-ish. So I'm trying to make it like more interesting for me to draw, maybe even for you to watch. So if you want maybe to add a few dots between these lines, you can do that too, just to add some interest to these sparkles. And I think that these eyes look kind of spooky. I'm not sure if you agree with me or not. And now, deciding how to shade them, I think I will apply shades all around the shapes. So each of these, and then inside these eye shapes, I'll do the same. Trying to add the shade right next to my black lines so that there is no gap between the shade and the black line, because it will be visible, of course, once you are done with the blending. So I'll continue adding the shades in the same manner, so right next to the lines. And of course, if I have a shape that's placed above the eye, I'm also do some shading around it. Now blending the shades softly, especially if you are using the old Zentangle tiles, Renaissance tiles. And you can see how I'm holding the blending stump. It's like nested in my hand, keeping it at a very low angle, so that a bigger surface of the blending stump, of the paper stump, touches the surface of the paper. So you don't want to hold it vertically like this. Just want to enhance this shades next to the objects that are above. And then with my white pencil, I'll add some highlight. So I'm adding it right where the sparkles are. And then of course some blending. You will maybe sometimes see me applying the white charcoal pencil without blending it afterwards, if I maybe see or just think that I don't need any blending. Just a few more sparkles, shiniest highlights with my jelly roll. And I think that my eyes are quite nice. I'm just trying to decide if I need some more sparkle in these smaller eye shapes that are placed inside the biggest ones. I think that's enough for today. And I want to thank you for drawing with me, if you are drawing with me, or for watching the videos. And I will see you tomorrow in day 4 of Inktober Tangles. Thank you and bye.